Howdy do y'all, this is Sean, and today we are talking about Masters of the Universe, a new movie out in theaters right now. And in Masters of the Universe, it deals with He-Man, who has been hiding on Earth, trying to rediscover the Sword of Power, when all of a sudden he is forced to go back to his home world of Eternia, because Skeletor's taken over the entire world, and now he has to discover the power in order to defeat Skeletor. And thus we have a movie. Now, to get things started, first and foremost, I like about the movie. I like how they were able to, with Prince Adam, aka He-Man, how they were able to make him relatable and human, but also, this unstoppable force of strength. He acts like a normal guy, talks like a normal guy, even when he is able to unleash the power of Grayskull and turn into He-Man. They were able to make him, more relatable, more human, but not, turn him into something not resembling a near godlike being. He's also not entirely emasculated or anything like that. Teela's there, Teela's tough, but she's not He-Man. She's there, she helps protect him, but she's not, as strong as him. And whenever they're dealing with these incredibly strong opponents like Skeletor, it's always him. She tries to help protect him, even though he kind of doesn't need protecting. And also, props to the actors in this movie. Most of them are good. Some of them, not so much, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Nicholas Galitzine, I think you pronounce his name, is playing He-Man in this movie. You have to have an actor who knows what he's doing and knows, how to portray the character he is portraying in order to do something a little bit complicated like He-Man. And I have to say, Nicholas does a real dang good job. That more human element of He-Man mixed with, the godlike being is portrayed with, professionalism from Nicholas, who is acting like, he's played this type of character multiple times, even though I would not be surprised if this is his first attempt doing that. Guy did a dang good job. I also have to commend Camila Mendes, who plays Teela, Idris Elba. Jared Leto is, kind of intense as Skeletor. The only actor who I thought was truly kind of weak was Alison Brie as Evil Lynn. But when it comes to the most important cast members, I would argue she's the only true weak link among them all. The story is simple, but it's effective. And, they also added in the classic hero's journey element and theme to it, which the hero's journey never gets old. The hero's journey theme, like I said, it's timeless. The only issue is that you still have to do it right. And as long as you do it right, it is something that will resonate with people no matter what. And I would have to argue that they do it right. When we're introduced to He-Man, he is just simply Prince Adam. He is, the runt of the litter, so to speak. A late bloomer, not that, strong. But over time, he becomes strong. He becomes He-Man. Like I said, stuff like that resonates with people. And, the fact that they pulled it off, yeah, it's going to leave a mark on people, and a good one. The special effects were a bit of a mixed bag, though. Some of the CGI is real good. Others, you can tell there's a green screen there, or that character is computer animated. I'll give them credit where credit's due. It's far from the worst I've seen even this year, but you notice it real well. I also did not like the very MCU-esque style of humor throughout the movie. The writers were clearly going for the MCU style, Joss Whedon inspired quips and, jokes and stuff. However, hardly any of them land. And, when the guy that started that whole style of humor, Joss Whedon, hardly could do it right himself, you should definitely second guess about trying to constantly use the style of humor. The only time he was able to ever pull it off and do it right was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Firefly. So let's just stop using that sense of humor. Now, I'm not going to say you can't add humor. You just have to make it subtle and not affect the tone that you're going for. Obsession, which came out a few weeks ago, did that very well. I know there was, this publicity stunt that they did while promoting the movie where they said, the movie talks about this and that, but it was just a publicity stunt. There's none of that in this movie. No political talking points about, masculinity or anything like that. Hollywood still seems to have this idea that any press is good press. However, not so much in 2026. People hear about that kind of stuff leading up to the release of a movie nowadays. They are more inclined to not go see it. And, I have a feeling it's going to negatively affect this movie, but I hope I am wrong. Because at the end of the day, this is a fun, entertaining movie. It's not great. It's not a 10 out of 10, far from it. But this is a fun, entertaining movie. We don't see movies like this a whole lot anymore. Movies with traditional, wholesome hero where good and evil are clearly defined. Like I said, it's fun, entertaining, for the most part pleasing to look at, colorful. You like the lead character. His circle of friends are also good. The main villain is a menace, and I would definitely recommend seeing this movie in the theater. I don't think, streaming will do it justice with, your first attempt watching it. So definitely go see it in a theater, maybe at matinee price instead of full price. Like I said, it's a fun watch, good way to kill some time. And, it's not too harmful for the kiddies. I'm going to give Masters of the Universe a 7. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please look forward to more videos real soon. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And please don't forget, I also have a secondary channel where you do gaming content. Please go check it out. And as per usual, please remember, the Bodetsky will return.